What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Keeping It Plus Ultra with Blerd Without Fear. This week, you're actually going to get a couple of episodes because we're actually a little behind on episodes and some stuff just aligns the right way. So sometimes you'll get an extra episode here, an extra episode there, but that is neither here nor there. You're actually getting a very special dose of Keeping It Plus Ultra in this because I'm going to be talking with writer T. Franklin, who some of you may know from the comic Bingo Love. She's also done work on comics like Nail Biter and Love is Love. T. Franklin has an amazing comic coming out very soon by way of DC Comics called Harley Quinn, the Animated Series, Eat, Bang, Kill Tour, and it's going to be releasing exclusively on the DC Universe app starting August the 3rd until its actual print release, which will be September the 14th, and it'll be available everywhere. We're going to be talking about this comic. We're going to be talking about a lot of the nuances behind it. We're also going to be talking about how it addresses disability and mental health, and I will even get some teachable moments in regards to ableism that I didn't realize that I was doing. It was an amazing episode, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to catch the podcast version of this, you can find Keeping It Plus Ultra with Blerd Without Fear on every podcast app just about. You can find on Apple, Google, Spotify, you name it. And if you're listening to this on Apple, Google, or Spotify, make sure to leave a review. It really helps the podcast out. And more importantly, if you want to see the video version, you can also find a link in the description to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Blerd Without Fear. Anyways, without further ado, it is time to Keep It Plus Ultra with Blerd Without Fear and T. Franklin.
Word to wise, grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, kings, queens, cosmic beings, welcome back to another round of Keeping It Plus Ultra with Blerd Without Fear. I am joined today by a very special guest, T. Franklin, who some of you may know if you're familiar with the comic Bingo Love, and just has done some really awesome work. You've done some writing for Nail Biter as well. So just, I do my homework. I read things. But no, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. So cool. Anytime. Well, I'll also say you came in with such good energy. I was groggy when I woke up this morning. I was a little tired. I was like, oh man, I was trying to, get some caffeine in me, not a plug or anything, but trying to get caffeine in me. I was like, you came, I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute, I'm awake now. Hold on. Let's go. Yeah, you brought the good energy, so.
Because it was a little rough too, you know what I'm saying? But hey, we here now, baby.
Hey, look. It is what it is. We got it. We here. We're gonna take care of business. Today, what's kind of bringing us together today is you have a comic that is on the horizon. Actually, not too far from hitting the shelves, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a really awesome idea because I honestly am surprised it didn't happen sooner. But
glad it didn't.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm glad it either because I full disclosure, I have read the first issue and I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you're a fan of the Harley Quinn anime series, and honestly, I don't really know anyone who isn't. I watched that show from, can't really watch a show cover to cover, but you get what I mean? From front to back, binged it like that. And it's an amazing show. And I just want to say, the comic that you have coming out, which is a continuation, like following directly up from was the season 2 finale of Harley Quinn, and you pull no punches. You literally, like, it comes right out of the gate swinging. If you are thinking, oh, this probably isn't going to have the same vibe as the anime series, like, no, it does. the same level of humor, the same everything. The vibe coming off Harley Quinn, off of Poison Ivy, Commissioner Gordon. Those are really the characters we focus on the most. Just in that first issue. But like, what I gotta ask, like, what got you onto this project? Like how did the stars align on this one?
Well, I guess you're finna have an exclusive. See, what had happened was back last year, something happened, and I might have pulled somebody out for doing some racist stuff. Can I curse? Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you
okay,
say
cool,
what you want. Say, look,
okay.
Speaketh your mind.
My mind.
Speak your truth. We like I said, this is keeping it plus ultra blur up here. That means we being excellent, but we're also we keeping it real too. Don't let's not let it. We keeping it real here. So you say what you got to say.
Okay, so somebody was doing some racist shit. And I called them out. You can Google my name and find out who. I'm not going to give that person any airtime. But I made friends with Mark Guggenheim. And Mark was just, oh my God. He started buying my stuff. And I see his name pop up. And I was like, yo, if you're trying to stick up for somebody, you might as well get on it. And he was like, nah, I like your stuff. And I was like, oh, all right. Hey, how you doing? And he started buying my comics. And he was like, yo, you're amazing. Why aren't you? Where's your big 2 books? And I was like, what? You let me know. And reached out to some editors. And next thing I know, they were like, would you like to pitch? And I was up, there was some other people who were pitching as well. And I ended up, that's how I started my new year.
Oh, wow. So you started off right.
Yes. I was like, wait, what? I got the kid? And I'm like, they know I'm disabled and autistic, right?
Look,
it was like, okay. And I pitched the hell out of it. I love Harley Quinn. Right? I was a fan from episode 1. I was just campaigning like, oh my God, this shit's funny. Y'all need to watch. Like, it is a funny ass cartoon.
Yeah.
I love it. Right? I love this animated series, and Justin and Patrick and Blake and Kaylee, like, yo, they did the damn thing. And this shit is funny. So I was already like, oh. And then they kissed, and I was like, bitch. Finally, it was like the angelic, like all that shit was happening, and I'm like, yes. Yeah. And I posted it, and then it was like, not even a year later. Not even, I don't even know. 6 months later, I don't even know. It was like, I knocked on my door, and I'm like, who's fucking with me? Why they playing games a little bit? But they watched it. It's like, yeah, yay!
But that's the thing, though. This is the thing. And I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's something to this because I not too terribly long ago spoke with LL McKinney. Who did the Nubia Real One comic. And she said something kind of similar, like you just put stuff out there. Like you just put the message out there in the ether, and next thing you know, you could mess around and wind up doing the very thing that you put out. Like so I love to see it. I love to see people who are passionate about something get to be in those spaces. Like, hey, I don't care about the oh, well, do they fit the box? Do they fit the the thing that like that we've always had? We got to keep tradition. Like, no. If the person is passionate about it, they want to write it, let those people in and let them take a crack at it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I was like, just as much as I was laughing my ass off at the animated series when I first watched it. I mean, I was laughing my ass off here because, no, Harley is just as extra. Like just the dialogue too, because like anyone who is at least vaguely familiar with the character Harley Quinn, like y'all know Harley is extra. She's always like on some some wild shit, like like she's all over the place. So like it's one of those things where you could just as easily like Harley could literally be like going on about one thing, and the next thing you know, boom, she's somewhere else. Or like the thing that you thought she wasn't gonna do, like she's just talking about it, like, but you look up next to her, she's actually doing the damn thing, and you're like, wait a minute, you're not actually supposed to do that. That's the type of stuff I think is why people really gravitate towards that character. And that's the vibe, like the vibe and everything was the same. Like everything that she's doing this comic, like without and I don't want to spoil any of it, but just kind of the back of the box. Just the back of the box info is just basically that you're picking up from that last moment,
that last scene,
and God help you folks if y'all haven't watched Harley Quinn season 2 by now. I don't know what to tell you. You had a whole we had a whole pandemic. You had nothing but time. Y'all know good and hell well. Y'all were just sitting on your hands. Y'all was probably watching everything else, but I don't want to hear no excuses, so I'm just going to talk about it.
Oh, it's too good. It's too good. I'm like, hell.
Like, what you waiting for?
How am I supposed to? I got to catch people up.
Right.
They're like, just watch the show.
Yeah. Well, it's easy. It's a very easy, like, episode to episode to episode to episode to episode. Like, I never, like, like you watch some shows, like sometimes you kind of feel it. Like, you're like, oh man, I've been watching this for some hours, man, it feels like forever. But no, like Harley Quinn, literally, it's so fast and so quick that, like, honestly, you'll run through a season and not even realize it. But for those who are not in the know, Poison Ivy, who, just about any casual fan is probably aware of the fact that Harley and Poison Ivy, they've always kind of had this thing. And some people have explored it, some people have kind of danced around it, but the thing is a little bit more addressed in the anime series. Each other on the cover. Hey, look, they might be locking lips. And look, and you know what? It's 2021, y'all. Y'all give it the program. Give it the program. Y'all, if y'all ain't with the program, y'all late. I don't know what to tell you. And I can't help you with that. But these characters, they come together, and if I'm and this is all in the wake of a wedding that Poison Ivy is supposed to be going through with Kite Man, who is one of the dumbest people on earth. God help him, but he's somehow oddly entertaining in his stupidity. Oh,
can I stop you right there?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so I am disabled and like certain words, like those words, right? They are really, really harmful. Oh, all right. I have a brain injury. I have a multiple brain injury, and there are times that I can't read. I forget words and stuff like that. So words like that, they sort of kind of, it hurts because this is something that's out of my control. Right. And it does make me feel like it could be applied to me because there are times where I am Kite Man and I'm just like, it's out of my control. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to just stop to just bring, because Harley Quinn is very, she's wild. And
right.
It's easy to use certain words that we all fall on to describe people with mental illness. And I made it my decision for Harley, especially because her being a psychiatrist, right? In this book, ain't none of those words used. None of those words that are used to describe people with mental illnesses, casually, there was something that I refused to do on my life. And I have to do what they want to do, but for Chief Franklin, I would not be using those words. So if we could just, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. No, at least I apologize. I did. There was no harm intended whatsoever.
Absolutely, I know. But we always use these words, and it's like we really got to be mindful because there are people like me and people, it's just disabled people in general who we deserve better than that. So.
Oh no, well, and actually, that's something I did want to touch on too, because I think that's something that people do tend to forget about Harley Quinn, is her past.
Yeah,
and I actually did appreciate the ways that you, at least for those if you're not familiar, how you would reintroduce us to that past by like a casual reminder, like, hey, yeah. I'm a whole ass, psychiatrist. I was a respected professional, out here in these streets long before all this Joker business, all the makeup and the shenanigans and all this other stuff. And because I think that's one of the things people don't respect enough about Harley Quinn is that she's incredibly intelligent. Despite whatever is, despite whatever, she's been dealing with, all the, like, whether it's, the abuse at the hands, of the Joker, and all the crazy dark path.
Manipulation, all of that stuff. Like, she's got a lot on her.
Right.
And she does have this psychiatry background. And it's like they battle at times, and most of the time, the other side wins.
Right.
Because look, we succumb to our trauma. Do we not? Do we not, when we get depressed, we hide underneath the cover? Right? There are things that the trauma and all of that shit can get too much and you don't want to deal with it. Right? I know for a fucking fact that I know I have shit to do. I know this funk is not good. I got to stop listening to the imposter syndrome, that voice in my head. But I do it anyway, despite this psychiatry degree. Harley is so complex. I love that about her. She's a human with flaws despite being this big ass doctor. She's like, no, I got shit with me and I don't want to deal with it. So fuck that.
Well, I think mental health is incredibly important, but something that people don't take as seriously as they probably should, and that is something that, and I've had arguments with people about this in regards to the character in the past, where people say, "Oh, she's nobody, she's nothing, she can't really do anything, she's just a goofy character that's just meant to be funny, and she's comedic, she's not meant to be taken seriously, or anything of that nature." But the thing is that I think there's a lot to be taken seriously there because of the journey of that character. The journey of that character going from, being, I mean, how many comic book characters can make the claims that Harley Quinn has. Harley Quinn literally went from being like a throwaway side character in an animated series that, been by all means an iconic animated series, but Batman TAS is no joke, but it still holds up today. But the thing is, this character literally migrated from there because of how popular she was, and there were lots of people out there that could relate to what it is that Harley was going through. I think we've all had a I mean, I think and that's something I think is an empowering thing in regards to Harley, because Harley got away from that. She went through it for a long time, but if you go like especially if you go back in recent years, in the last, I'd even say the last almost decade, maybe even more than that. Time has flown since 2020. It's been like a whole. My perception of time is way off now. But Harley grew and became this amazing character she stands on her own, and she embraces, who she's become. She's not beholden to, some asshole who mistreats her or gaslights her, abuses her. And I think, a lot. I think there's a message to be taken there. And I think anyone who is, if you've ever had like an abusive significant other, or someone who has mistreated you on a regular, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, I think people can get behind that, and I think that's something that reading this comic, you didn't shy away from, because I know what a lot of people are going to read on the back of, like in the summary of what this story is about. They're going to see, Harley, she busts Poison Ivy, out of the wedding, and they're going to just go run right off in the sunset. And everything is going to be, sunshine and puppy dogs, but it's not really. There's stuff that's still going on in here, even for Poison Ivy, where she has stuff to unpack. Yeah, right. She has stuff that she has to unpack. And I think even Harley still has some things maybe they need to unpack.
They both do. Yeah. They both do. Like, when you're okay, I'm pansexual, bisexual, pansexual. Everybody separate. Well, So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I get it. But we need to get these other folks woke up.
So we get these other folks. Harley and Ivy, and what happened with their friendship just blossomed, and they started to develop feelings. Mm-hmm. But with Ivy and Kite Man, like that, it sucks. Right, because we're always, bisexual people are like, oh, you're just going to cheat on this person with the person of the opposite sex, and you don't care about the person, right? So that's like a lot of tropes that it just sucks when that's not really, for the most part, that's not the case.
Bisexuals get a very bad name. They get
the erasure is horrible. It's horrible. And then you have Ivy, who's like, Kite Man finally realized his worth, and I'm happy for him. Like, that was me, and that shit was broadcasted pay-per-view for $3.99. Like, the bitches ain't even get paid for the okay, but it's like everybody in the world done seen it, and I'm Kite Man, and I'm gonna be like, oh hell no, right? But he loved her so much. Like, all right, you know what? It was a 1, 2, 8-time thing. It's all right. I still love this woman. But when her face changes, it's like, oh, we're going to have all these kids. We're going to live on a farm. And we're going to be... She was like, oh, shit, what the hell did I sign up for? Oh, no, I like the vagina more. Right? like that. Like, you can see all the stuff in her head, just like... And he finally realized, like, yo, this shit is whack. Like, I'm not doing that. And all three of them are hurt. All three of them got to deal with this. He loved her with all of his being. He got shitted on. She loved him. No doubt she loved him. She just loved Harley more. Right? And there wasn't an expectation of, I got to settle down and have kids and I got to do all this stuff. They didn't talk, right? We don't see behind the scenes, but this woman was embarrassed of this guy until she wasn't, because he like, yo, I'm done. And she got to figure all of this shit out in her head while she's trying to escape Gordon, and while she's finally living her life as a queer, as a bisexual woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a lot. And then Harley is like, damn, I fucked up. She's sad. Oh, man. Roach it in true Harley fashion.
Yeah.
Right? So all three of them are dealing with shit, you know, at hell. You look at Gordon. Gordon's got trauma too.
Gordon's going through some things.
We gotta talk about the wife, because that's a whole nother issue. The wife and the polyps and hey, you go see a doctor. Don't tell us.
I really like though the showcasing though, and shining the spotlight on the fact that people have grief and certain traumas, like just certain things that are that are weighing on them. And also I thought it was unique in just the fact that you showed a certain typically, for most people, when there's a breakup, you only really see one side of it. You only see like your side of it. But like, it was interesting seeing because when it all happens, like just the way the perspective and everything kind of plays out, like it kind of felt like I put myself in Kite Man's shoes. I'm like, oh wow, man, dude, this is, this thing just happened. And now I'm seeing Poison Ivy's side of it. And it's like, oh man, wait, so that's what happens on the other side of things when your significant other, you go Splitsville's, like, because we all have in our head, it gets that point where like, oh, well, they broke up with me. They're probably out here living their best life. They're probably out here like they're in the club right now. They probably out here getting drinks, dancing. They ain't even thinking about me. And it's not saying it's that way all the time, but there is something to be said for actually, showing that it's not always, just because you went to something that was a better option doesn't mean you're necessarily just automatically happy.
Right.
Everything's fine. It's okay. Right. I don't have to think about that anymore. It's I don't know, like it to even put it to a point, just it felt real. Like a lot of this felt incredibly real. Just even the back and forth between Harley and Ivy, especially. Trying to dance around certain subjects, trying to not necessarily confront things head on, just trying to avoidance and stuff like that. Like it was really cool. I thought it was really awesome. And on top of all that, of course, everything going on with Gordon and Gordon trying to like hunt them down, and it's a fun comic, just straight up. Just it's thoughtful, but it's fun at the same time. Like it just. And of course, it feels like it feels like, I'm going on this journey wherever this is leading. I'm kind of going on it too. So it's like,
it's Harley and Ivy's journey to love, right? Because they don't have throughout the show. Mm-hmm. They have a friendship. They don't have a relationship. So this is just new on both sides.
Right.
Harley is finally, I'm completely done with the Joker. I screwed up and got back with him a bunch of times, but it's really, 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 really over. Right?
Like,
so this is her
100%.
First. Right? This is her first relationship with a woman. This is that we know of. Right? Mm-hmm. This is Ivy's first relationship with a woman. Now they got to navigate as two new queer women on the run. Mm-hmm. And dealing with all the trauma from both relationships. And if you think back to what the hell Harley did, she got a lot of shit wrong with her. Because how the hell you gonna be pissed because your friend got a man and you gonna summon the parents? Bitch, you need to talk to a therapist. You don't ruin the whole goddamn city for nothing.
Oh, and not just any therapy. You can't talk to yourself. You have to talk to neutral part.
Because that little picture frame, that ain't enough.
No,
I was so mad at her watching the show. I'm like, girl.
Well, I think that's unique too, because that whole show, you're kind of with her.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, okay, she broke out. She's doing her own thing. Cool. Okay, she's trying to make her own. She's making her own path. She's trying to do this whole Legion of Doom thing, and she's doing it for herself. And she's and one way or the other, she's gonna come up. And it's like you're following. You're just like, all right, I'm with you. And then you get to that point, it's like,
yeah, since you on your own. You had me in the first half, not gonna lie, but
it's like, well, it felt. Well, I mean, it feels authentic because, like, because I think we all had a friend that did something stupid, and like you want to be, oh man, I got you back. I got. Wait, what'd you do?
You broke his windows, bitch. You, bruh.
I don't.
Nah, I can't come bail you out.
Wait, what? It's like, look, you done went too far. You'd have made me an accessory. I can't.
She killed. At least we think, right? She killed Granny Goodness. She killed a whole woman.
Oh, look, just straight up, unequivocally gone.
That's in the parody. You know what? I'm not even mad at Dr. Cycle. Because, like, they tell you to do all of this and then stop.
Right.
You mad? No. Where's the follow? Just like the Queen of Fables. Where is your follow through? We got to end the bloodline, right? We got to do all of this stuff.
Like, you gotta be. You can't half-ass it.
Uchi Wally, or is it one Mike Harley? Which one is it? I'm old. Never mind.
Hey,
like,
look.
which one is it? Like, what do you want to do, Harley? What do you want to do? Because, girl, you stressing everybody out. Everybody. And just like we saw on the show, her school got set up. And they took the teapot. And you couldn't be mad at it. You couldn't. Because you have to wait this fight with people who suffer from addiction, people who are in love with domestic violence folks. They got to get to that point. That
hit rock bottom
point. Yep. Before you say, okay, you know what? This is not I'm good. And you throw your hands up and you completely walk away. But we saw how it took Harley 39 episodes before we got to 40. And she was like, okay, she was not saying we did. But then by that time, they're like, nah, we good. We finna go to the music part. So we gonna turn up. I watched the show like 12, 13, 14 times. So it's just like,
well, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things I did want to ask is, like, just because of how natural this all kind of just flowed together, like, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But just, I don't want to make it hot. I don't make it hot for anybody. But has DC reached out to you about doing any writing for the animated series? Because I feel like with what you just did with this. It even in just the one issue I read, I feel like because clearly you have an understanding. You have an understanding. You understand the series. You get it. You know it. Like if it was on the table, would you jump on that to write for the series?
Yesterday, Justin Halpern said to me that he read. He said, "You did a fantastic job, or a terrific job." One of them adjectives. And me being a person who speaks things into existence and believes that a closed mouth doesn't get fed, I said, "Oh, hey, bro, I'm available to write for anything." Okay, thank you, bye. Right? Because, like, Justin Twitter profile and his tweet is the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And he loved what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So while nobody has reached out to me yet, hey, y'all listening. Y'all know my email. But no,
Hey,
like,
look.
I would love to write.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, y'all doing a Catwoman spin-off? Right? Like, I love this series. I love this series. And I am just so grateful to be even considered to write it, right? Even to be considered to pitch it, but to actually get it, and being the first Black woman to write Harley, and I'm queer and disabled and autistic, like that is just every day. I'm like, nah. I'm just waiting for the it's been canceled. The we changed our mind. Like I keep waiting for it because it just seems so surreal. It's like
It's like a dream.
Shit.
Yeah.
That is my Earth 2 counterpart, not T1, T2.
But you did it. You made that happen. You made that happen.
I did. By calling somebody out, but I did.
Look. That's old. That's old shit.
That's last year shit. I'm on that new shit.
Right. We ain't worry about that. We worry about what's going on right now.
But shout out to him though, because this never would have happened.
Well, it's funny you say that because I do actually have a belief that haters make you stronger. Mm-hmm. Haters do have a way of and even if it's against their intentions, they have a way of improving you by because honestly, I always tell people if you got people coming at you telling you, oh well, you're no good here, or I don't like this, or blah 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 blah, and like there's being really hateful and spiteful about it, that means you're getting somewhere. That means you're doing something right. Because that basically that's always kind of let me know that it's like, oh wait, if you're feeling this strongly about something, clearly I've touched you in some way. And maybe I just need to keep going that route. Maybe I should go further. And that that asshole, we'll go and say it now, it's a piece of shit.
I didn't say that. DC, I did not say that.
I will.
Warner Brothers, I did not say that.
I will.
I'm rocking because I'm simming. I'm not rocking because I agree. Okay?
Wait. I just want to say the words of Blerd Without Fear these are my words. My words alone. I look. This is on me. 100%. These words do not reflect on the views or the feelings. Exactly. These do not reflect on T. Franklin in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I just want to put that out there because I'm trying to cover for you. I'm trying to make sure we get you that protection. No. Look, no. Look, no. We try to keep you on Harley Quinn. Period. Look, we try to keep you getting the bag. I want you on in this. I'm not trying to make it hot for everybody, but if we could get you on the main Harley book. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to make it hot.
Let's make the animated series. Let's
look. Hey, look.
We ongoing.
Look, exactly. Look, we turned to ongoing. Look, hey, I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it one way or the other. Like, hey, look, we doing this. And to even put a finer point on it, because this is something that actually came up beforehand, but your passion for these incredible characters doesn't just stop at Harley. And I think it's safe to say that if you could bring another character, like just uplift another character, like who would you want to take a shot at? Who would you like? You like you're shooting your shot right now. Who would you want to be able to get that same kind of uplifting to?
You know, I just don't like any of the DC characters, so I just don't have an sorry. Okay. So I know you done teased my girl Vixen, her first appearance.
Love it.
I am a Vixen fan. I love Vixen, as you can see by my tattoo. I love Vixen. Vixen means everything to me. I love her. So DC. Oh, that's so good. I got ideas with an R and an S at the end. I got a lot of ideas.
Well, like, hey, put them out. We're putting them out of there.
Shit out of
That's what we need, though. We need that. Like, I actually, honestly, when was the last time that we actually saw Vixen in any like level of prominence? Like, I feel like, I mean, I know she just recently had some appearances in a, I don't know if it was like a solo or if it was just like an anthology book. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I think it was the anthology.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I think she had the first couple of stories, and I think like the story was like it was a continuation, but like after that, I think it moved on to another character. And I was like, well, where is her solo book? Because Vixen is a character who I'm sorry, I look, I love me some some Wonder Woman, but it was always Vixen for me. Vixen was my Amazon. Yeah, I like because you know the character she had gone through so much, and she is like literally the epitome of a just pulling yourself like literally making something happen out of nothing. She made a life for herself under incredibly unfavorable circumstances.
Parents died. She came adopted from Africa all the way to Detroit, raised by white people. And then she said, I'm a fashion designer, and oh shit, now I'm a superhero? Like, what? How can she be and see superhero? Like, oh my
well, and she's been all over the place. She's been all over the place. Like she's one of those characters that
she's a supporting cast member.
Yeah. Well, and I always feel like I've always looked at her as kind of like a cornerstone because but yet she is always kind of treated more like a supporting role. It's like she's so much better than that. Like I mean, I've seen what she's capable of, and just to be able to do like, I mean, I think a lot of people, because I always, people always want to joke about, superpowers. Like, it's kind of like how we people always joke about, oh, Aquaman, he just talked to fish. Yeah, but it goes a little deper than that. Yeah, Vixen, people are like, oh, she just mimics animals. It goes deeper than that.
It's way deeper. Like, if you think about it, Vixen is low key indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
very.
I'm just saying. How many animals out there? How many shells?
Oh.
I mean, how many times they done say a roach is radioactive and it will survive everything?
Mm-hmm.
Man, let them fucking build it. Woo! I am a roach.
Actually, I don't remember the comic exactly. I can't remember like off the top of my head which one it was, but I do actually remember her getting blown up. And
I think that was Steve Orlando.
Yeah, because she I think she used like she mimicked the powers. I think it was like some kind of a worm or something.
Yes.
And like just rebuilt her. I was like, come on, like stop playing with me, y'all. Stop playing with me.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's so many animals out there that she could embrace to, I mean, to be honest, she could do some dragon shit.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Them in the fire, like, bro, what is you doing? I was like, bro, don't sleep on my girl.
No,
Miami Cave is that baddest bitch out there. Okay.
Oh yes. See, that's what I want. I just want to see more cared because I know we got Nubia kind of on the come up right now, which I love that my heart goes out to that because I love me some Nubia as well. I want to see Vixen get that come up too, because there's a lot of black superheroes in DC Comics, and I always hear people say, "Oh yeah, man, DC doesn't have any black heroes," and I'm like, "Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
you just may not know who they are."
In the back, very deep, covering cobwebs.
And it's like they're out there. They're out there. People forget about Bumblebee. People forget about Guardian, or I guess Guardian at one point he was Hornblower for whatever reason at some point or something or other.
Look at Star Blossom. Look at me, little mama. I love.
Oh yeah.
I love the little Star Blossom. Like,
oh yeah. Like I said, just there's a lot to pick and pull from, and yeah, I want to see that, but for one, the thing I am happy is that we're getting people like yourself, people who are we're getting black women, queer women, and also, and this is also I didn't think exactly, like that's something, and it's and I feel terrible even like saying this, like it's something I never even considered for, because I'm just like, it's kind of like the first time like I hear it, I'm like, oh, of course they've had someone that's disabled before. It's like, wait a minute, no.
Listen, what? I don't know, right? Because they're invisible disabilities, they do exist, right? So I'm not going to be like, but as far as a physical, like I am a wheelchair user, right? I'm a wheelchair user. I'm autistic. I'm currently suffering from this whole run, minus this month that I've been writing. I've been in the hospital.
What?
Every single month that I've been writing Harley Quinn, minus this month, which is almost over, but I've been in the hospital.
What?
I was in the hospital for 2 weeks and then transferred to rehab for 3 weeks. And I was doing Harley Quinn. Like every month I've been in the hospital. And I knew, like I want to say we started writing in February, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe, February. I was in the hospital in March, and I'm like, oh my God, now I have to tell my editor I'm in the hospital and I don't know what's going on. Okay, cool. Right? I'm in the hospital for a week. I'll let them know. The next month, April, and I'm like, shit, I got to slump again. And then in April, I was there for a month. And I'm like, yo, they're going to fire me. They're going to be like, yo, TV tried. It's too much. We ain't signed up for this shit. Like, I knew that was going to happen. Because when you're disabled, like, I can't write every day. Right? I can barely sit up. Like, me sitting up, I have a heart issue. My heart rate will go to the 20s or it'll go to the 240. That's not good for a heart. Your heart's supposed to be between 60 and 100 beats per minute. I'm way over and way under. I literally have to be lying. I lie down about 98% of my day. 2%, I'm getting my food or I'm going to the bathroom. I'm in bed all fucking time. And when I write, I'm laying down on my bed on my computer like this, or I'm laying on my side and I'm typing. That is my life. And PC didn't have to, of course, they didn't know the ins and outs. But they knew I was disabled. They knew I've been home. They know.
They didn't have to make some kind of accommodation in some way, shape, form, or fashion. They
could have been like, now we good. They could have gave it to somebody else to write.
Right.
Because I kept going in and out the hospital like, well, why was I doing? But that didn't happen. Shout out to my editor, Katie Hubert. Like, Katie has been, I'm not even gonna cry, but you don't even understand.
Yeah.
Like, I am so grateful to Katie. Really. Because anybody else could have been like, yeah, we're good. She in the hospital for a month. How's she gonna do?
Wild.
It's hard. It's hard, but I do it because this is important. I need to show disabled people that reach for your fucking dreams. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter.
Right.
It does not matter. Go reach for your dreams because they are attainable. And that's what I want to show. I'm fucking autistic. I'm this social cues like motherfucker.
Well,
right? I don't get shit. Certain things I just don't get. I don't understand. There's a lot of shit that I deal with, and I want other autistic people, other disabled people, other queer people, other people with fucked up hearts, and Black women.
Yeah.
They go for that shit. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let nobody stop you. And this is really, really important. And I'm so grateful to everybody at DC for giving me a fucking chance. I don't have to. And if it's to be on a Harley Quinn.
Which that's no small thing. Yeah, that's no small thing. That's not a small thing at all. And also, I just want to say too, just you to put some things in perspective for those who may or may not understand. Like, I always tell people, you need to kind of put yourself in a position where you can understand what another person's going through. And I always hear people say, "Oh, I just don't have time to do this," or "Oh, this is too hard. This is too difficult." Or, it's like, you know what? Honestly, if you going through all the things that you go through on a day-to-day basis can still follow your dreams, materialize your dreams, make all these things happen. Honestly, I don't think anyone else has an excuse. Like,
I gotta stop you there. Yeah. That is called disability inspiration, and we hate that.
Oh,
just because my bad. Just because we're fucked up, our bodies are fucked up. They're not normal, whatever normal is, right? Don't use the reason to motivate yourself because I'm suffering from this. Because that disabled person, if that disabled person can run a mile with one leg, what's your excuse? We don't do that, right? My disability is my disability. This is something that I have to adjust and find ways to get through whatever it is, right? I can't walk up and down steps. I was blessed. One of my Twitter followers, because of my heart, they got me a stair thing, a stair lift. Right?
Okay.
So this accommodation, right?
Really
this accessibility. Awesome. Oh yes, that's. I am so blessed, right?
Yeah.
But that's my shit. Just because I can't walk up and down the steps don't mean that you gonna use me as an excuse to make yours. No, we're disabled people aren't here to make able-bodied people feel good about themselves. Period. Not just me. Any disabled person. We are not here to make you feel better about yourself for whatever. We are here to live our lives and do what we want to do, because if we weren't disabled, we would have did it anyway. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 10 more things that makes it a little bit difficult. And because of those reasons that we're disabled, we don't get a lot of opportunities like this. Because people feel like, oh, they're disabled, they're not going to be able to do it. Oh, it's going to be a reason. Oh, she's not going to hand it in because she's in a hospital, right? Those are the excuses. Those are the reasons why able-bodied people feel like they should not hire disabled people. Did you know that disabled people, 100%, did you know that certain disabled people, they get $3 an hour at work just because they're disabled? That's sad. If I'm working and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, why am I not getting paid the same as Joe?
Right.
Just because I'm disabled doesn't mean anything. I'm still doing what I got to do. But these are the things that disabled people have to deal with. We can't get married. If we get married, we lose our insurance. We lose our little tiny disability check.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yes. My disability check is $784 a month. What is that? That averages out to $4 an hour.
Wow.
If it wasn't for DC, I'd be fucked. In plain English. Tell them still close, because it's not enough money. But this is what disabled people go through. So when when able-bodied people want to use us for inspiration, y'all don't know about the shit that we got to deal with on a daily basis.
Well, yeah, just what a little bit you've said has been like eye-opening to me. Like, that's Like,
that's wild.
Yeah.
Why can't we get married?
Mm-hmm. Like that, which honestly, it seems like such it just seems like such an odd thing. Like, why should being married affect, any of that? Why, like, it doesn't, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Now the spouse's responsibility. Now the spouse is the caretaker. Now the spouse is the babysitter. Now the spouse is the home health aide. So now the spouse can be your employer.
Which is just that opens up a whole other list of problems and like I said, a lot of people, and like I said, I'm literally a minute ago years old, knowing a lot of this stuff, and it just, I feel it makes you ask. It makes me ask the question, like, do other people know this? Like, am I like the only, like, what is going on here?
People don't know because people don't care because it doesn't affect them.
Right.
It doesn't affect them. You could go on and get married and do whatever you want to do.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about that. So why would you even care to know what happens to disabled people? Mm-hmm. Disabled people have been talking about long-term COVID before long-term COVID was a thing. We knew it was going to affect people and make people disabled, but nobody cared.
I was going to say, I've seen quite a few people who are having to be on oxygen. Like, like even after. For life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like,
because of COVID.
Yeah. Who've been physically.
We told people.
Yeah.
But we don't matter. Disabled people really don't matter. Right.
Which is
you look at Hollywood.
Thing.
It's right. You look at Hollywood, you look at the media, right? We've got all these stories, right? Look at comics. We're disabled people in the background in comics.
Right.
I know when I go outside, I be seeing people in wheelchairs all the time. Mm-hmm. People using canes all the time, and not just old people.
Walkers. I've seen people in walkers. I've seen people, and even beyond that, people who are who literally they have to be
facial.
Yeah,
with facial scars, with
all of that shit.
All of
people
that
missing arms, with Down all sorts of stuff.
Like you see it, but it's not represented. It's not. No. You don't see people in the background on the TV shows and in the movies, and you don't see it.
Even autism.
Disabled people are. Yeah. We are people who should be probably on an island, on a eugenics island, right? Free, so that we're not ruining the able-bodied people's eyesight. It's such aggravating.
But that to me, it just feels so terrible to me because I feel like, why should you be treated any different?
Exactly.
Why should you be treated like you're less than?
That's why in Harley Quinn, you gonna see disabled people in the background.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers exist. I exist. This time of year.
Right, well, and it's a denial otherwise. Like, it's a denial otherwise.
I mean, we should go on and on. How many comics we done seen that's all white?
Oh, yeah, no. I always call it the Friends effect. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, how do you live in New York and you don't know any black people? You don't know any Dominicans. You don't know any, you don't know nobody. You just know other white people. Like how?
Okay.
Wait. You mean tell me you live in New York?
In the
Bronx. Look, you had to walk past a bodega. You like come on.
Wait, there are no bodegas?
Be real with me. be real with me now. Come on. Look, because I've only been in New York, maybe once or twice in my life, and I saw hella black and brown folks. Like, they were all over the place. So it's like, so you mean tell me you don't know none? And heck, even just walking around, like just period, in my own neighborhood, I see people who are disabled. I know people who are disabled in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And why make the visibility lower? Because was it to suit some some aesthetic, because I mean that's the real world. People are disabled. You know, it's you shouldn't hide from that. You shouldn't be ashamed of that. You know,
if you look at it, where do we hide disabled people? In the bed.
That's true.
We don't.
That's 100% true.
We don't do nothing in regards to disabled people. We got TV shows and movies about disabled people played by able-bodied people. That's how much we don't like disabled people.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I might watch.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to see disabled people. If you're uncomfortable, bitch, check yourself. Because you're going to see disabled people in Harley Quinn. You are. And you'll be all right.
Well, don't. You should already be prepared for that, though. That just, I mean,
yeah, you should be.
Yeah, you should just, and not, and I guess maybe even saying prepared is not even probably the best way to put it. But you should just.
It should just happen.
It shouldn't even matter. It shouldn't be something you think about. It should, honestly, the best instances of representation I usually see is when things are just happening. I don't need an explanation as to why it's happening. Yeah. They're just there because no one has to come up to me in the real world. And what was it? This was probably within the last 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks. There was some woman who got upset about the fact that there was a gay couple that was kissing by a pool or something. There was some stupid or other. And it's just they're like, I have to explain to my children. You actually don't. You really don't. You don't have to really say anything because it's 2021 and it's not like, LGBTQ people are brand new. These are the people who are gay, lesbian, trans, queer, in any of those arenas, people bisexual, pansexual, they have existed since time immemorial. And if you are at this particular point now and you just can't get past it, it just upsets you so bad, go back and look at history. They existed then. They exist now.
Speaking common sense, boo. You speaking common sense. we don't operate in a common sense zone. Not here on Earth too.
No. Well, look, this is we are on a plane of existence that doesn't compute. But the thing is, I think it's not up to. It's kind of like how we always say it's not up to us to, it's not incumbent upon us to be the ambassadors of goodwill to represent, to represent everyone. But, when in terms of saying oh, well, I'm a black guy, so that means that I am the ambassador for the entire, black male demographic, or even just the entire black demographic in general. But the thing is you shouldn't have to explain what, because if I read a comic or I watch a TV show or a movie and I see a person who is gay or lesbian or trans, queer, or if they're disabled in any way, or if they are just of a different ethnicity than myself, I never ask the question, why? Why are they there? I
get asked that every time I go outside. What happened to you? Why are you using that wheelchair?
Which I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to speak. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn here, but I just feel like it's kind of offensive. Or not offensive, but just it's insensitive.
What you gonna do? Because if you're not seeing this shit and you ain't got no miracle cure that you could just bloop and I'm healed, that's the business.
Right. Are you gonna lay on hands and just suddenly I'm healed?
No, they do that. Let me pray for you. God will heal you. Good. God gave me this fucked up heart in the first place. So what are you talking about?
Right, like if he wanted to heal, the motherfucker, he'd have done it already, or he wouldn't have gave it to you in the first.
Listen.
He just would have came back and been like, you know what, T, I fucked up. Here, let me go ahead.
Lucifer me, right? This is Hayesburg. How you doing, boo? Can you?
Look, I just need you. You just go ahead. Can you just, bam, there we go. We good now. But no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. And I'm sorry. It is what it is. But yeah, I feel like
I want to make my level, right? I want to put a stamp on it. I want to have these conversations happening, right? So when they open a book, because listen, mental illness is a disability.
Right.
That's number one, right? Harley is suffering from trauma, tons of PTSD. Ivy is suffering from her shit. I mean, if you, one of those episodes, she mentioned about her father, right? And then when they went into her brain, they were like, oh, her father is shit. He ain't shit. He did it. They all got trauma. They all got a little mental disability happening. So I want to start these conversations like, yo, this is important. Disabled people exist, right? People swear up and down asthma is not a disability. And I'm like, bitch, how? You cannot breathe.
It is very much a disability.
You can't breathe, you dead, right? Okay, then.
It's like, wait, can you breathe? Then you good. Can you not breathe? Well, then you fucked. So you need something to help you. Therefore, disabled.
You're disabled, but it's okay to be disabled. And I just don't understand why it's such a curse word. It's like that scarlet
We make it an
letter.
ugly term. We make it something ugly when it really is.
It's not. It's not. It's just people who need a little extra help.
Yeah. And honestly,
some type of accessibility or medication.
Right.
That is it.
And we shouldn't. We shouldn't act as if them needing that. Makes them any less than. I mean, because honestly, we all need some kind of help in some way, whether we want to admit it or not. And honestly, needing help does not make anyone weak.
Nope.
Yeah, it doesn't make anyone
strong as shit. Asking for help is the biggest thing. Yeah. It's the hardest thing to overcome.
Oh no, I can, and not with anything that's that's physically related, but like I tell people all the time, one of the hardest things for me to do is ask somebody for help, even if it's for something trivial. Yeah. Because to ask for help is an admission that you can't do something on your own. And it does strike the ego. It will strike at your ego. And I dare people sometimes to try and challenge that. But the thing is, if you do and you step up to it and say, you know what, I do need help, but you know what, I need that help and I need to accomplish what I need to accomplish. And if having help makes me, if it makes me less than in the eyes of other people, then, so be it. But it doesn't make me any less than to myself.
Exactly. And that's what you see in the comics. Because Harley is offering, hey, you want to talk? And she's just, no, I'm good. How many times will be like, I'm good?
But she doesn't get frustrated.
No.
She doesn't get frustrated. She doesn't say, okay, well, fine. Then you fuck you. Then I'm going to go on somewhere else.
Right. Because she knows, again, that's a psychiatry in her. Like this book has many, many layers to it. And I really hope people not ignore the mental health that is intertwined in the entire book. Right. I want people to see disabled people, which is why you will see disabled people in the book. Right. They're going on a tour. They're traveling from Gotham to West Bubblefuck. There are going to be disabled people all the way through West Bubblefuck. You're going to see them because I just want these conversations to happen. Like, yo, did you see that disabled person in there? What the hell? At least it's a conversation.
Right.
Right. What you mean a disabled person? Let me see.
Well, I mean, even just in our conversation, you've taught me a great deal. You've taught me a lot that I didn't know and didn't understand. And honestly, you're never too old to learn something. You can always be taught something new. Your brain can always be updated with new information. Especially when it's presented to you. And that's always been my mantra. is if someone presents me with information I didn't have yesterday, I take it to heart. And I try to do my absolute best to enact that information.
Gotcha.
It's important to live that information, because if you can't update, you can't get with the times, you get left behind. You get left behind easily.
It's important, and I really hope that people see all the layers in Harley Quinn. It is fun. It is hilarious. It is right, but it's also, I'm just hoping that people can pick up on the education that I'm like, shut that in.
Well, I think if anyone can do it, or if anyone should do it, I honestly can't think of. I really can't think of anyone better to do it, because, like I said, you've literally opened my eyes on some stuff that I was, like I said, I literally, this conversation years old, having known, and
it wasn't supposed to go this way. I don't know. It just pours out of my pores. You know, like,
but
I was ready to talk about
teacher.
Everything.
You taught.
Yeah.
You taught. You literally took a moment. You like, and that's all. Another thing too is that a lesson a lot of people I think can learn is a teachable moment doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Anytime you're learning something, like, because a lot of people, they rail back against teachable moments. They go, "Oh, well, you're correcting me. You're trying to change me. You're trying to make me fit your a word that gets thrown around a lot, agenda." And the thing is no, a teachable moment, you should take it just as that. It's kind of like criticism. It's like a lot of people don't understand how that word really works. It's, it's not meant to be mean spirited. It's not meant to be, it's not meant to put you down. It's not meant to make you feel bad. It's meant to teach you something so that you don't repeat a mistake. Right. And like I said, I don't like repeating mistakes. I don't know about anybody else. They make me, if I learned I repeated a mistake, I kind of feel bad. So that's me. But I want to do better.
Yes. And so does Harley and Ivy. They want to do better, right? Which is the whole point of this. They want to be better. They want to do better. And as this team, right? Max Aaron, they are fucking the facial expressions like, bro, what?
It actually looks like and actually that was one of the things that I first looked at, because I actually started going through the credits of the show. I was like, did Max work on did they work on the show? Because I said, this looks like the translation. I mean,
everything. Max,
it's 1-to-1. It's everything is the way Harley and Ivy, Gordon, all the characters that are featured, like the way they look in the animated series is the way they look in this comic. So like, it's not like they changed this. No, not at all.
Right. Like, Max is on that shit. Like, I got a page today and I'm like I'm hyped every time I get a page, and I'm like, how's Max doing it? Like, her Selena expressions have me fucking rolling. I mean,
how? Like how? Like this is actually why I even asked earlier. Like, is there any I guess crosstalk between these two different things? Because I feel like this
I know
y'all's team could easily integrate into the animated team, and it would be honestly, I don't think anyone would be like, oh, it's literally it's the same level.
It's the same. Even the colors, Marissa's colors are just.
Oh no, it's fantastic. Like honestly, I literally was watching the show. Like when I got done reading comic, I went back and so I was like I just kind of want to look at this because I just want to just from fresh eyes.
Right.
I want to see it again and see how this measures out. And I'm like, I was like, it's the same. It's the same thing. Like there's no like if you are a fan of the show, I don't see how you could read this comic and not enjoy it. Like it's like
I mean, even Taylor's letters flow so perfectly. It's just everything is beautiful. Everything is perfect to me. Everything makes me happy. Every time I get an email, I just start beaming with excitement because Max, Marissa, Taylor, Katie, like, yo, they putting a foot in this thing. And I'm just like, this is the first, what? This is who I have for the first DC. Yo, this shit fire. Like, I'm hyped. I'm so hyped.
I was blown away, like, because I really didn't know what to. I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't really 100% sure what to expect. And by the time I got to the last page, I was just like, all right. I was like, this is an episode. I was like, this is an episode. I was like, this is like, honestly, if you told me that, when we get to season 3 that, this is, we're direct translates up, I'd have been like, perfect. Cause it fits. It's not a, cause sometimes things when we do spin off, sometimes they don't fit. Sometimes they don't. And this is like, literally like this. Doesn't even, honestly, isn't even really like, to me, it doesn't feel like a spin-off of the anime series or even an adaptation of the anime series. It just feels like it is.
It is. It's
that.
Like, I don't know, right? I don't know if it's going to be classified as the tie-in, right? Like the like everything is canon. I don't know yet.
Right.
I'm still waiting to, we're still waiting to hear from Justin and Patrick and whatnot. But the fact that both of those men are like, yo, this shit fire. This shit is dope, right? That just tells me that
if it's not, it should be.
You definitely got to get it. Like, everybody on this team did the damn thing, and we had the approval from the people who created the show. So if nobody likes it, they like it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're the only ones who matter, baby.
Hey, look, preach. So let me ask you another one final thing. So when are we expecting this first issue to drop?
Okay, on the DC Universe Infinite app, DCUI, it is dropping in exactly 1 week.
Okay.
August 3rd. But it's print and everywhere else, September 14th.
September 14th. Okay, so we got August 3rd, DC Universe app. And September 14th is when it's going to be hitting store shelves, and presumably everywhere else.
Everywhere else.
You probably
Michael Cho is doing the variant.
Okay. See, so there you go. CV, look, it's. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all right now. Look, I've gushed about this the entire time. So y'all know my take on it, but just once again, if it wasn't clearly obvious, I enjoyed this. I think it's awesome. If you are a fan, if you're a fan of Harley Quinn, if you're a fan of the Harley Quinn Animated Series, if you're just a fan of DC animation in general, you like those types of stories, you're going to find more of that here. And I highly recommend you go check this out, because listen, literally, I like the chef's kiss.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah.
Spoilers are going to happen because it's releasing earlier. So I would tell everybody, please be careful, because and I know certain pages is going to hit the internet, and the shit is going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't go viral. It's like them pages.
There's some shots. I was like, oh, Oh, so we doing the damn thing. Okay.
We did it. We is eating.
All right.
We is begging. And we
I was
is
like, all
chilling.
right. I was like, okay. I was like, you know what? Well, and me just looking, I was like,
all right.
I was like, I was like, look, this is.
Listen, I don't know
Finally.
if this ever happens in a book with Harley and Ivy, but I'm like, yo, I'm going hard in the motherfucking paint because I don't know if I'm ever going to get a DC gig again.
Dang.
And if we calling this eat, bang, kill, we's eating and we is banging and we is murdering the coaches. Like, let's go. Right? So if DC is like, hey, T, no spread equal. Okay.
Wait.
I will remove the eagle.
Look.
This have a little spread, like a little.
Look, so hey, look, they gotta let you work though. They gotta let you do. Look, hey.
Let me rock.
Well, wait. I don't know.
17 version.
Look, well, see, then we had to put it on DC Black Label. We had to put it on DC Black Label. We do it that way.
It was that damn bat gong that messed it up. And what book was that?
That was was it Batman Damned? That was Brian Azzarello, I think.
That was Damned. Yeah.
So which apparently is worth, or at least the original print of it is worth a ton of money. Apparently, supposedly.
Because I got 3 copies. Dead ass. Dead ass. As soon as I seen the preview, I was like, oh, we got all that. I caught this. Because I feel like it could be worth some money someday. So, no, for real. Dead ass, I got 3 copies.
Look, hey, just
to be rich.
Set them aside. Just go ahead, just set them aside. But I just want to say,
gonna make it a little bit older.
Yeah, look, we're it's amazing me. We're at this point in time. We're just like I remember that was news. Like that was national. I think even international.
That was wild.
Like it was on CNN.
That was wild. I hope this ends up on CNN. I hope Tucker Carlson get pissed because of the shit I wrote with Harley and Ivy. I'm corrupting young minds.
I promise you, this will probably wind up on Fox News. You gonna wind up on Fox and Friends. They gonna be talking about your ass. They like, hey, look, we want smoke. We want smoke.
Okay.
Come on. Look,
I don't fuck bitches. I'm queer. Okay. Let's go. Like, listen, Harley and Ivy, bent wrist. Okay, the limp wrist action. Tons of it. Tons of. Am I right or am I lying? Am I lying?
You ain't told no, like, literally, not one lie. Not one
we
lie.
Are begging, we are killing all the entendres, double, triple. It's happening.
And it's a beautiful thing. It, like, honestly, it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Max, Marissa, Taylor, they did it. I'm telling you, the eating, the paying, the killing. Like, I couldn't ask for a better title.
Hey, like I said, y'all, like literally, y'all lived up to it. Y'all 1,000%, like right out of the gate, lived up to it.
Listen, it's been why I posted one little panel of Harley carrying Ivy in the wedding dress, and people lost faith.
They lost it.
So, this is the tamest panel up in this bitch.
Look, that says more about them than it does about Harley and Ivy.
Man. Like, people are so excited. They believe that they're getting married. And I'm like, y'all got to watch the TV show.
Yeah. No. You gotta go. Look, we gotta look. If you gotta go do that first. Get on that. Get up to speed.
Have to see.
Then you can know
Then
what's
you can
really going on.
Yeah.
In this comic, which T, where can people where can people find you on social media?
Okay, so the name Ms. put a MIZ in front of T Franklin. That's me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Maybe TikTok. I don't
maybe
do
TikTok.
Shit on
Hey, everybody's on TikTok now, so I mean, hey, I'm just saying.
I don't know how to do all of that shit.
Look,
I don't know how to do it.
Look, I'm a whole ass video editor, and I don't even know what the hell I like. When I look at TikTok, I'm just like, how do I?
Yeah, it's too confusing. I did one TikTok, and I'm like, okay, how do I put the music, kids? I felt like my mom, and my mom is 80, and how my mother is, can you fix my computer? And I'm like, kids, can you do the ticky-tacky? Like, how does it work?
Oh, no, look. I've tried, like, I've literally said, like, I just don't get this, but
I don't get it.
But you might start seeing people trying to recreate some stuff.
Baby, recreate the cover.
Look.
Throw some Soldier Cat behind it. Piss me more. Yeah. Like, piss. I want to see the TikToks. I want to see the cosplay. I want to see everything. I want to see it all. I want to see the E and the banging. Don't kill.
No, don't kill. No.
We the eating and the banging.
Look, we can do the eating, the banging, the tour. Leave the kill out. That's the one part we don't want y'all to do.
Because y'all not getting me. T did not, bitch. Don't put my name in it.
Look, because that'd be the other thing they put you on. That'd be the other thing they put you on Fox News for. They're like, oh no, they're endorsing. They're endorsing this thing.
Eating and banging and killing and going on the tour. Nah, bro.
Nah, it's not what. Like you completely misread the title. You completely misread it out of context. But T, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with me. And like it has been awesome, honestly. You were just an amazing person, and just just so warm and just energetic and hilarious and just awesome. Just awesome. Just want to say thank you so much just for doing what you do, not just in the realm of comics, but your activism and everything else that you do. Can't say thank you enough. And I hope I get to hear even more DC Comics news in regards to your name over your name is one I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for. And for DC, and not just DC but comics in general, but definitely wink wink nudge nudge that Vixen series.
Call me WB, call me CW, call me DC, email, agent, somebody hit me up. No, for real though. I'm doing it for $3.99. I'm lying like shit.
Look, we just negotiate.
Let's start from the bottom, and then we can,
we can just work our way up.
I take us from the F list to A list. Black women want to support black women superheroes.
Just saying. Hey, look, this ain't new. We look. The black dollar is strong.
Listen, the disability dollar is $50 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all leaving money on the table because you don't want to include disabled people or have disabled people. Yeah, my people in the buy. That's all I know.
Y'all better wake up.
I better get that disabled money. You better start hiring disabled people to promote your shit. You better stop me. Hire me.
Like I said, thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been Keeping It Plus Ultra with Blerd Without Fear. We will see you all. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out, everybody.